Obviously, the big talking point this morning was always going to be the latest crime statistics. In as much as we were expecting them to be bad, unfortunately, that's what we expect every year. We are told that this is the worst, especially the murder rate, since 1994. How have some of the newspapers covered this crime statistics today?
Well, it's an absolute horror, as you can imagine. I mean, it's a shock, because some of these things might just be happening right next door. And we don't know, because most of these crimes are kind of like behind the closet, not exactly in the streets, not exactly out there. And there have also been a lot of views and suggestions from people that why don't we also bring in the army to try and get the situation to be under control? But we're not sure how that one would actually work.
Up every year. Every year somebody suggests
it. But remember that when the army is brought in, usually it means that something is really, really bad, almost beyond control of just normal police officers.
But ordinary South Africans would tell you it is beyond control, won't they?
It is beyond, and to scary levels, especially if you see crimes that are happening to children. We don't know who to trust anymore with your child, because most of these, they happen at home, they happen around people that they trust. At schools, it's not so. It's not often that it's just random strangers, but it's actually a domestic thing inside at home.
Well, the Citizen was very dramatic. It's one we were talking about when the newspapers came in this morning. The Citizen front page, they're saying very simply, "Die the beloved country." A very dramatic front page from them. The Star said, "We are a country under crime siege," and the Business Day, obviously they moved away from crime stats, them being business paper. They're focusing on Magashule, no plot to oust Ramaphosa. The statement from Magashule also getting quite a bit of comment in the newspapers today, I'm sure, as
you know, it's drawn a whole lot more comment, because at first he denied the whole meeting. It was completely denied. And other people as well who are said to have been involved in this meeting also blatantly denied it. And then some days later, it comes out and says, yes, we did
drama?
meet.
What drama?
So there seems to be so much contrast, and you ask yourself, exactly who do we trust? What exactly is going on here? But I mean, it's no boast that there's no love lost between Presidents Cyril Ramaphosa and the former President Jacob Zuma. So
who knows what will come out of this story?
Who knows? But you know what? I think the timing of this was just completely bad. It's either sabotage on the ANC itself, leading up to 2019, but it's just a really distasteful. Just a few months to the elections. I mean, and we've been shown this this perfect picture of this united front, and then all of a sudden, boom, this thing comes. But I mean, it's not something new. It's just that when it's out there, you know, when it's out there in the public in this form, it becomes something else. But like I'm saying again, it's nothing new. It's nothing that should shock us. It's just that it is in the media.
Is what we all
but
have
obviously,
to say.
stay tuned and get your popcorn and get your popcorn.
Indeed, well, those are the front page stories that obviously everybody's talking about, and it's in the headlines. What other stories caught your eye today?
Well, another story that caught my eye is the story about this water polo coach who's going to know his fate on Monday. What a sordid story. What is a scary story as well, because as a parent, you think that your child is safe at school, especially when you take them to this single gender kind of school. Then you'd assume that everything is well. But I mean, it's over 100 boys who've been assaulted by this teacher.
Since 2009, apparently.
Since 2009, and he's been clearly getting away with it for the longest of times. And God knows how many other teachers out there who are doing this. I mean, teachers have been impregnating teachers, and we still don't have laws that are strict enough and tough enough on how to deal with these teachers, because he can just say, I'm resigning, he takes his package, he stays at home,
but what a horror story for parents watching the story unfold in the news.
It's a horror story, and it's even worse when you take your child to school. You're thinking, what is happening
in those 8 hours that they're not with me?
Exactly.
What else has caught your eye?
Nothing that's caught my... Well, we've spoken about the Super ANC telenova. And the last story that we have here is there's going to be a beach to Pretoria. They brought a beach to Pretoria. Pretoria is hot and dry.
So, is it a beach or is it a lagoon? Or does
it's like a little pool. It's like a little pool, and then there are flats there as well.
Oh.
So it's a development.
So it's like a lifestyle centre.
It's a lifestyle centre. It's a 4 billion rand. So I think you can only imagine that you'd have to be have to have lots of this to be able to actually
indeed.
go to such an area. But it's taken the eye of a lot of people. I mean, especially people who are not from the coast, people who would like to, I mean, December holidays are coming up.
But now, tell me, is it only the people who live on that estate who are able to use the facilities of this man-made lagoon, or can anybody go?
Visitors can also visit the area. Yeah, is it Blydale?
The Blyder.
Yes, the Blyder.
The Blyder Crystal Lagoon or something like that it's called. Of course, quite over the top, isn't it?
That. So indeed, it is a treat for Pretorians and people from around.
I'm sure.
So I'm from the coast, but I definitely want to go and check. Does it feel like the real thing?
I'm also a coastal girl, and I even find it weird being at Sun City. You almost want to say, can I have a wave, please?
Exactly. Or you're like, this isn't the real thing.
No,
but anyways.
But what can we do?
What can we do? We can keep trying. I mean, technology gives us that advantage anyways.
Indeed.
So, yeah.
Indeed. So the lagoon is there if you can't get to a real one.
Yeah.
Indeed.